I really, really am happy in my life right now. I feel like I've moved on from the past. Still there for our surgeries and
Oh, okay. It
our
was that
glow
kind of
ups.
medical thing. Okay, I
Yeah, no, we
love
did.
that.
Picture this. The year is 2017. A soft-spoken brunette woman with big brown eyes and a nervous smile walks onto our television screens, holding her phone like it's the only thing tethering her to her dreams. Her name is Darcey Silva. She's a single mom from Connecticut, flying halfway across the world to meet a man she's only ever talked to on a screen. America fell in love with her that night. Her tears felt real. Her hope felt real. Her face felt real. Now, fast forward to today, and a single photograph of Darcey Silva can shut down the entire internet for hours. Fans squint. They zoom in. They tag her old pictures next to her new ones, and they ask the same question over and over and over again. Is that even the same woman? Welcome back to the Tell-All Tapes, your home for the deepest, most honest dives in the entire 90-Day Fiancé universe. Today, we are pulling apart, piece by piece, the most controversial transformation in the history of this franchise. The plastic surgery journey of Darcey and Stacey Silva. The procedures, the price tags, the secret trips, the disasters, the comebacks, and the painful childhood story that started it all. Stay until the end, because the truth behind why these twins can't stop going under the knife is going to break your heart in a way you didn't see coming. Let's rewind to the very beginning, because to understand where Darcey is now, you have to understand where she came from. Darcey and Stacey Silva were born just minutes apart in September of 1974 in Middletown, Connecticut. From the moment they came into this world, they were a unit, two halves of one soul. Their father, Mike Silva, raised them to believe they could do anything, but the outside world had different plans. The twins have opened up in multiple interviews about being bullied as kids, bullied for their looks, bullied for their bodies, bullied for being different. And anybody who has ever been a child knows that the things people say to you in middle school don't stay in middle school. They follow you. They whisper to you in the mirror at age 20. They whisper to you at age 30. They whisper louder at age 40. And by the time you're standing in front of a plastic surgeon at age 50, they're screaming. The twins themselves have admitted, on record, that they first started getting cosmetic procedures around age 35. It started small. Lip fillers, a little bit of Botox. Nothing dramatic. Nothing that would make anybody do a double take. They were testing the waters. They were chasing a feeling. And that feeling, fans, is the most dangerous drug in the world. Because once you start chasing it, you don't stop until the mirror agrees with the picture in your head. And the picture in your head never agrees back. When Darcey debuted on 90 Day Fiancé, before the 90 days in 2017, she was 42 years old. She had a sharp jawline, hooded eyes, a small button nose, a delicate frame, and the kind of natural face that aged like a fine bottle of wine. She was beautiful. Not a beautiful magazine cover. It's really beautiful. The kind of beauty that single moms with 2 kids and a broken heart understand in their bones. She was relatable. And then came Jessie Meester, the Dutch model with the icy stare and the ego the size of Amsterdam. Jessie criticized her constantly. He nitpicked her body. He nitpicked her age. He nitpicked her wardrobe. And when their relationship imploded on national television, something inside Darcey cracked. Because here's what the cameras don't show you. When you're heartbroken in front of 15 million people, you start to believe that the person who broke your heart was right. You start to believe that the problem was you. And once you believe that, the surgeon's chair starts looking like a throne. By the time Darcey came back for season 3 of Before the 90 Days, she was dating Tom Brooks, a British divorcee with a private jet and a cold heart. And Darcey was already changing. Her lips were fuller. Her cheeks were sharper. Her eyes looked a little tighter. Fans noticed. Critics noticed. But what fans didn't see was that in May of 2019, Darcey and Stacey had both quietly walked into Havana Plastic Surgery in Miami and gotten what the industry calls a mommy makeover. Tummy tucks, liposuction, the whole works. Stacey told the magazines at the time that she felt the tummy tuck was the best route for them at this point in life. Darcey said it was about feeling healthy, about maintenance for their age. Innocent words, marketing words, the kind of words you say when you're standing on the edge of a cliff and you don't realize you're already falling. Because that mommy makeover was just the beginning. It was the gateway. And the door it opened never, ever closed. Then came the trip nobody saw coming. The trip that changed everything. In 2020 and 2021, Darcey and Stacey flew to Turkey for what fans now call simply the Turkey Surgeries. Brazilian butt lifts, liposuction, breast augmentations, neck lifts, chin, lipo. They had nearly everything on their bodies lifted, snatched, sculpted, contoured, and rebuilt. They documented parts of it on their TLC spin-off Darcey and Stacey, which debuted in 2020 and ran for 4 full seasons. And let me tell you something, fans. The reaction was nuclear. Some viewers were inspired. Some viewers were horrified. Some viewers begged them to stop. But the twins kept going. Because by now, this wasn't about a tummy tuck anymore. This wasn't about looking good for a date with Tom Brooks. This was about something deeper, something darker, something neither sister had words for yet. In 2022, the twins underwent a fox eye procedure together. For those who don't know, the fox eye lift is a cosmetic surgery that pulls the outer corner of the eye upward, giving you that almond-shaped, snatched, runway model look. When the pictures dropped on Instagram, the internet lost its mind. Some fans said the twins looked unrecognizable. Some said they looked like cats. Some said they looked frozen. Some plastic surgeons even came on TikTok and warned that the procedure can sag and migrate over time, especially when combined with heavy filler. But Darcey and Stacey didn't flinch. They posted, they smiled, they ignored the critics. And here's the part nobody wants to admit. They have every right to do what they want with their bodies. Every single right. But here's the question that haunts this whole story. Is it really their choice? Or is it the choice of a little girl in Middletown, Connecticut who got told once, a long time ago, that she wasn't pretty enough? Estimates from multiple tabloids and entertainment outlets place the twins' combined spending on cosmetic procedures at well over $20,000 by 2022 alone. But plastic surgeons and analysts who have weighed in on social media have suggested the real number, including injectables, recovery costs, travel, multiple revisions, and ongoing maintenance, could be closer to $250,000 combined over the years. $250,000 to compare yourself to a younger, edited version of yourself in a mirror. That is the real price of fame in this franchise. Not the salary, not the spotlight, so the free. Not the free. Now, let's talk about the moment everything shifted. In 2024, Darcey Silva dropped 40 pounds. 40 pounds, fans. In matching black outfits, she and Stacey debuted their new, slimmed-down bodies, and the internet did what the internet always does. It exploded. Some fans were proud of her. Some fans worried about her. And the speculation around what she had done to lose the weight ran wild. Some pointed at the GLP-1 craze sweeping Hollywood. Some pointed at extreme dieting. Some pointed at additional liposuction. Darcey herself has been pretty private about the exact method, but what's undeniable is the result. Her face became sharper. Her jawline got tighter. Her chin became smaller. And fans started using words like Barbie doll, mob wife, and plastic to describe the new Darcey. Some loved it. Some grieved the woman they used to know. And in May of 2025, Darcey took it one step further. She posted to Instagram at 50 years old, showing off the results of her latest procedure. Lipo 360, J-plasma, ab etching. She tagged Comfort Zone surgeons. She said, quote, "Loving my lipo 360, J-plasma, and Abby etching results." The caption reads like a love letter. To herself. To the surgeons. To the woman in the mirror. But fans wondered, was Darcey looking at herself with love? Or was she still looking for someone to convince her she was finally enough? Here's where the story takes a turn that I think most people miss. Because the focus has always been on Darcey. Darcey's face. Darcey's body. Darcey's transformation. But Stacey has been right there, every step of the way. Darcey Silva has matched her twin sister procedure for nearly 15 years. They have done their fillers together. They have done their lifts together. They have flown to Turkey together. They have walked into surgical suites holding hands, sat side by side in recovery beds, and posted matching pictures with matching captions. Because here is the thing about twin bonds that the cameras can't fully capture. When one twin changes, the other twin has to choose. change with her, or watch the most important person in your life slowly become a stranger. So Stacey changed too. She had to. And in interviews on the Sarah Fraser Show and others, Stacey has admitted that the procedures started for them around the age of 35, and that they have done lip filler, Botox, fox eye treatments, breast lifts, facial fillers, neck lifts, and more. They use Serena Kazieva, a popular celebrity injector, and they have said, publicly, that getting these procedures was one of the best decisions of their lives. They are proud. They are unapologetic. They are vocal. But fans, here is the question we have to ask ourselves. When does pride become denial? When does confidence become compulsion? When does maintenance become an addiction? Because the receipts are public now. We have watched these twins walk into rooms looking like one version of themselves and walk out looking like a different version, again and again and again, for nearly a decade. We have watched their faces shift, their jawlines change, their eyes lift higher, their cheeks plump fuller, their lips swell wider. And we have watched the woman who once cried real tears for Jessie Meester slowly turn into a face that even her own oldest fans have to study before they recognize her. That is not a casual journey. That is a war. And the enemy in that war isn't aging. The enemy is a memory, a whisper, a voice in the back of a classroom in Middletown, Connecticut, almost 40 years ago, telling a little girl she wasn't enough. Now, let's talk about the fans, because the fans are part of this story too. The 90 Day Fiancé fandom is loyal. It is loud. It is opinionated. And it has not been kind. Reddit threads with hundreds of thousands of upvotes have torn the twins apart over the years. TikTok stitches have racked up millions of views breaking down their procedures, frame by frame. Tabloids have published before and after collages that have circled the globe. Some fans have called for the twins to take what they jokingly call a Nair break, meaning a break from procedures. Some have begged them to stop. Some have body-shamed them in ways that nobody, regardless of how many surgeries they've had, deserves. And here's where the documentary I Want You to Remember kicks in. The twins did not get this way in a vacuum. They did not wake up one morning and decide, hey, let's destroy our faces for fun. They were children who were bullied. They were women who were dumped on national television. They were single moms who watched the men they loved walk away. They were entertainers in a franchise that rewards beauty and punishes aging. They were given a platform that paid them in views and traffic, and they fed that platform the only currency that platform accepts: change. More change. Bigger change. Faster change. And then we, the audience, turned around and judged them for the very transformation we paid to watch. That, fans, is the real Darcey and Stacey story. Not the surgeries. The system that made the surgeries inevitable. In recent interviews, Darcey has hinted that she might be ready to slow down. There have been whispers on TikTok that she's considering a breast reduction, a make-under, a return to something softer, more natural, more like the woman fans first met in 2017. She has even talked about wanting to be raw and real with her audience again, about taking off the filters, about showing up unedited. And every time she posts a picture without heavy filters, the comments are flooded with fans saying the same thing. We missed you. We missed the real you. We never left. And Darcey, somewhere in that beautiful, complicated, surgically sculpted heart, hears them. I think she hears them. I really do. And what about Stacey? Where does Stacey stand in all this? Stacey is at a crossroads of her own. While Darcey's transformation has been louder and more public, Stacey has been quietly dealing with her own storms. A marriage on the rocks with Florian Sucaj, a cheating scandal that never really went away, a medical emergency involving her kidneys. And through it all, the procedures continued. Because for Stacey, like for Darcey, the surgeon's chair has always been the one place where she could control how she felt about herself. When you can't control your husband, you can control your jawline. When you can't control the tabloids, you can control your lips. When you can't control the comments, you can control your face. That is not vanity. That is survival. Twisted, expensive, painful survival. So here we are in 2026 with two 51-year-old twins from Middletown, Connecticut, who have become the most controversial and most fascinating women in reality television history. They have spent more than most people will earn in a decade on changing how they look. They have inspired women and horrified women. They have launched a fashion brand called House of 11. They have become recording artists, releasing music together. They have been on every major spin-off in the 90-Day Fiancé franchise. They have been ridiculed and worshipped in the same breath. And as Darcey returns to our screens on 90-Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After Season 9 with Georgi Rusev, fans are watching her more closely than ever. Watching her face, watching her body, watching her marriage, watching her decision, and asking, always asking, the same question: when will it be enough? I want to leave you with one final thought, because I think there's something we owe Darcey and Stacey. No pity, not mockery, not even forgiveness, honesty. They have shown us, in the most public way imaginable, what happens when a woman is told for too long that she is not enough. They have shown us the price of that lie. They have shown us the cost in dollars and in tears and in faces that no longer look the way they did. And whether you love the new Darcey or you grieve for the old one, you have to admit that takes a kind of courage that most people will never understand. To live your transformation on camera, to let strangers vote on your appearance, to keep showing up year after year, knowing the comments will be brutal, that is brave. Even if it's also broken, maybe especially because it's broken. So tell me, in the comments below, where do you stand? Do you miss the old Darcey, the soft-faced single mom from 2017 with the trembling voice and the hopeful eyes? Or do you cheer on the new Darcey, the fierce, sculpted, fearless 50-year-old who refuses to apologize for taking up space? Was the turkey trip a glow-up or a wake-up call? And which procedure do you think went too far? The fox eye lift? The lipo 360? The endless fillers? Or none of it? Drop your honest take below. The twins read these comments. The whole 90-Day Fiancé fandom reads these comments. Let's have the conversation the magazines won't have. And if you made it all the way to the end of this video, drop a diamond emoji in the comments so I know you're really one of us. Don't forget to subscribe to the Tell-All Tapes, hit the bell for every new deep dive, and share this with the friend you always text during a 90-Day Fiancé episode. They need to hear this too. This was the Tell-All Tapes, and we will see you in the next one.